Hello, I am Priyadarshini Karve. I am the director of Samuchit Envirotech, a social enterprise based in Pune and working with the motto Enabling Sustainability. I am also currently the national convener of Indian Network on Ethics and Climate Change, or INEC. Our motto is People's Voices in Policy Choices. This is the fourth episode of the series. Let's try some thought experiments. Links to the previous episodes are in the description, and links to the future episodes will be added as and when new videos are made. In the last episode, I shared some thoughts on a food supply system to ensure better food security at the community level. Since food is so important to us, let's talk a bit more on this. We can ensure some level of food security for ourselves through backyard food patches or homestead gardens. I thank my colleague Purnima for pointing this out as I was putting together my thoughts for this series. We must promote the concept of urban farming and homestead gardens in rural areas. Every household must have a little food patch growing at least the essentials. This can sustain the family through a forced confinement of a few days. The NGO Laya, working in Andhra Pradesh, is one of the members of the Indian Network on Ethics and Climate Change. Over the last few years, Laya has promoted homestead gardens in several tribal areas. These families actually experienced the benefits of the backyard farms during the lockdown. The village borders have been sealed off and movement of people between villages has stopped. The food patches around the houses are helping the families feed themselves during these challenging times. Typically, the idea of a backyard farm raises a vision of a neatly laid out garden or rows of raised beds on which vegetables are growing. But it can also be a fish pond near the house, as is traditionally found in the eastern parts of India. Those who have the luxury of owned and walled or fenced open spaces should go for their own food patch. But a majority of mainly urban people are going to be constrained by space. So what should they do? I have several suggestions for this. One idea that has worked in several places is community farming in public open spaces. These could be local people coming together and cooperatively creating vegetable patches or even aquaponics, chicken farms, fishing ponds, etc. These ventures may be located in the village commons, in municipal gardens, in and around public water bodies, on open plots reserved for green spaces, etc. There is one very interesting experiment going on in UK called Goat in the City. The goats provide the service of keeping the trees trimmed and are a source of food. Piggeries across Southeast Asia is another example. These units provide an important service by very efficiently consuming all organic waste and converting it into food. A community can go for a system that is in line with their cultural food practices, maintain proper hygiene and safety norms, use wastewater and organic waste smartly as inputs, and it will have its own low carbon, sustainable and local food source. But these are not the only spaces available for such community farming experiments. Such farms could also exist along road dividers, road sides, spaces under flyovers in cities, etc. This may not be feasible for animal farms, but is definitely possible with plants. And these may be created as a public service by the local citizens, where anyone who is in need of sustenance may take the produce. Imagine If we had such freely accessible vegetable and fruit gardens across our cities today, these might have provided some relief to the urban poor. There are also some interesting concepts like vertical farms along walls and sides of buildings. But I feel that one can also explore the possibility of indoor farms. Can the landings in the staircases of high-rise buildings be partially used for such farms? I think it is certainly possible. Availability of light is a concern for you, but typically the lights are kept on through the night time along the staircases. If we use white LED lighting and direct the light properly to our vegetable patches, it will solve the lighting problem. By the way, there is nowadays a fad of having indoor plants that are supposed to remove pollutants and purify the air. There is no scientific truth in such claims. Use your indoor space for growing edible plants instead. That will help you far more. I also have one more idea, a portable vegetable farm. Suppose a community has a patch of farm of its own, but then let's say this area experiences a flood. Then all that effort at local food production is going to be submerged. So a better strategy may be to have a portable farm. Under normal conditions, this has the advantage of being moved around to avoid the shadows of nearby buildings or trees, etc., as the orientation of the sun changes in the sky through the seasonal cycle. In the case of a disaster like flooding or cyclone, the entire garden can be shifted to a safe space. One can use plastic planters or thin sheet metal trays for such a portable garden. I won't use earthen pots due to their weight, the general mess that they create due to seeping out of water, and their potential breakability during shifting. Having a food patch so handy has the added advantage of automatically enhancing the nutrition for the women of the household. This has been an observed outcome of kitchen garden experiments in the rural areas across the developing world. So, in a way, this is also going to contribute to strengthening our healthcare system, which was the topic of the second episode of this series. Many urban people may wonder, who has the time for doing all this? Well, now there are micro enterprises in some cities that help create and even attend to your food patch. I'm sure that women's self-help groups can also build a business model around providing such a service in rural or semi-urban areas. But apart from that, this can be a very good activity for senior citizens to stay physically and mentally fit. Where there is a will, a way will be found. What do you think of these ideas? Do you have more ideas to share on such local food patches for food security? Do share your thoughts too. Thank you.